Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Emma and today I thought I'd do the Authortube Newbie Tag, which was originally made by Jenna Streety. So that's where I got all the questions from. I've watched loads of these videos online and I thought it was like a good first-ish kind of video to put out to like introduce myself a bit more, and I don't know, I just thought it'd be a good idea. So the first question is, how did you find out about Authortube? I've been writing since, I don't know when, I've always been writing and I'm on YouTube, all the time. So it just made sense that, when I was on it, I'd type in, writing or, writing tips or, writing vlog. And then, when I heard about NaNoWriMo, I'd search for videos, the vlogs of them, and it just kind of spiraled into following all these different people. There's loads that I follow now, and I'm keeping up to date with all the different things, and it's helped me find lots of really good books to read, give me really good tips on writing, and inspired me to keep to finish things and to keep moving on with different plots and projects and all the sort. The second question is, what genres do you write in? I don't really have one that I kind of stick to. I hop around to different ones. The first book I ever tried to write was historical fiction, which I don't know where that came from, but so I've done that. I've written romance, science fiction, fantasy, adventure, contemporary, all the different sort of things. I've only ever fully completed one book, and that was science fiction. So I like to kind of just test the waters out in all of them and see what suits. Third question is, what is preferred writing tense, point of view, and category or story? So mainly I write in first or third. My current project is done in third. I don't know, it just seemed to suit the story. I don't really I don't really make the decision before I write it. It's just kind of that's what the story needs and that's what it goes in. It's usually in past tense, sometimes present. Current project is in past tense. And category is kind of flicks between young adult, new adult, this kind of floats between those ones. I haven't written any children aim ones since I was a child, so mainly young adult, new adult, adult. The fourth question is, are you a plotter, pantser, or plantser? I'm definitely a plotter. Before I start writing anything, I like to have at least half of the novel planned out and ideally split into chapters, so I'm not going in cold and I know where I'm going, where the end goal is. Saying that, I don't necessarily plot at the end. For my current project, it took me forever to try and figure out what the end was going to actually be, but I knew the general kind of area I wanted to end in. So I think I did until chapter 16 or something like that. Wrote until, and I kept it thinking in the back of my head, and then once I got the idea, wrote it down, split it out into different chapters. So definitely a plotter. The next question is, are you a self-published, published, or yet to be published? I don't know why I'm hesitating. I'm definitely yet to be published. I haven't published anything except for on Wattpad and stuff. I'd love to be published one day. I don't know, it'd be really nice to go into a bookshop and see my book sitting there in its full glory. I don't know, it's very nice. The next question is, what publishing company, literary agent, and or printing company are you represented by or use? If you're not yet published, what is your dream publishing house and or literary agent? I have no idea. I haven't done any research into any specific people or houses. For some reason I feel I'm kind of leaning towards self-publishing, but I don't know, I haven't done any research into it, so I really don't mind. What Authortube related videos can we expect to find on your channel? A lot of the YouTube channels that I watch on Authortube focus a lot on tips and tricks for different bits in writing. I don't think I'm really qualified to give advice out just yet, but so I think I'm gonna stay away from that bit. But I am interested in maybe doing writing vlogs. Like, I'm currently filming my journey through Camp NaNoWriMo, July 2019. I really like watching the videos that are like all about my novel that are available on YouTube. I think they're really interesting. It's like really nice to see people talk about their books, especially when you can see how interested they are in them. So I think that would be fun as well. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. When did you start writing? I'm not sure. I remember when I was like 12, 13, I had this like little white laptop, and I spent all the time, like all day, writing different little things. I'd get like 3 chapters into a story and then have this new idea, then go on to a new story and then have another idea. And I had like documents and documents of just like half finished story ideas. So that's when like I really got into it. But I remember when I was in 4th class in primary school, one of the like things we did in class was write a short story about, they're called like Terrible Tizzy, and like you had we were given the character and you had to just like go with it. And I remember having a lot of fun with that. So maybe that's why it's, I don't know, like it's just something that's always been a part of my life, I guess. What was the first story you ever wrote? I've mentioned it before, but it was a historical fiction about this girl that works in like a manor, and it's like romance. And I read a bit of it a couple of weeks ago, and like bless me, I thought I was gonna be like the next big thing. Definitely not with that. I got about like 5,000 words in, but like I am really proud of how like I was so like into it, and I tried really hard with it. And I remember when I was writing it, like feeling really good about it. So like if that didn't happen, then maybe I wouldn't be where I am right now. So even though like it's not good writing by any means, like it still taught me a lot of different things. So what authors have inspired your writing the most? I feel like I get inspired by like every author I read from, because or like hear about or watch online, because you like learn, you pull things from everyone and you learn a lot of different things. My favorite author, I have to say right now, is Jenna Moreci. I've read The Saviour's Champion, and I thought it was absolutely amazing, and I can't wait for the second one to come out. And I love watching all her videos, and like just getting to hear updates from her, and it's just like hearing updates from like anyone in general is really inspiring and kind of like kicks you into gear for like, okay, so everyone else is like doing really well and getting on there, so I gotta keep pushing too and get up there as well. Do you schedule your writing sessions or simply get to writing whenever you find the time? Since finishing school, I don't work or anything, so my days are free unless I have plans. So usually I just write whenever I feel like it. But saying that, I don't want to just, if I write only when I feel like it, I won't get stuff done. So I do force myself to like write, okay, you can stop writing after writing 500 words. And then if I want to continue writing, I will. And if I don't, I won't. So I just kind of like play it off by how I'm feeling. But I do try to make sure I get something done every day. Do you type on a computer, typewriter, write everything out by hand, or use a blend of those? And where do you write in general? I mostly write on my laptop, though I do write by hand depending on the situation. With my first novel, I wrote a lot of that by hand because I liked having the backup in case something happened to the file on the computer, that I'd have it written out as well. And I also just like the feeling of scribbling out all the different words. And if I usually write inside my house, but if I go out to write with someone else, or if I go to like the library or a cafe, I won't bring my laptop, and I'll just bring a notebook and pen and write it there, and then put it back into like Word when I get home. The only thing I find with writing by hand is that it takes up a lot of time, because like I write it out by hand and then I have to go back and type it back up, and sometimes I can find that it takes a lot of time depending on how quick I was writing and how messy the writing came out. Okay, so the last question is, what are you most looking forward to now that you're part of Authortube? I'm really looking forward to like meeting different people and like getting to hear about how everyone else is getting on and like share my achievements and hear other people's achievements. There's not a lot of people who are writers around me, or that I know of anyway. It'd be nice to find a community that I can share my achievements and hear other people's achievements and hear about how people are getting on and just get to meet new people. There's not a lot of writers around where I'm from, to my knowledge anyway, so it would be really nice to like start, I don't know, friendships, communications with people that are interested in the same things I am, and like egg each other on and encourage everyone to work harder and get the things they want done and like achieve their goals. Also, I feel like if I film videos of me writing, it'll make me write more, because say if I'm doing like a time lapse of my hands on the laptop, I don't want to lower the time lapse to be my hands just sitting there still. I want them to constantly be moving. And if I'm like updating on my word count for the day, I want it to be high. I don't want to have to sit there and say, oh, I wrote 10 words. Even though like there are days that you're not going to write a lot, and you just have to think of it as, say if you only wrote 5 words, it's still 5 more words than you had yesterday. So it's important to keep that mindset. But at least if I'm filming it, I think I'd be more encouraged to keep going. Okay, so that was the last question for the Authortube Newbie Tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed, maybe subscribe and like the video and stick around and see what else I have.